You see, I think a lot of times we think asking for wisdom means that God gives you a solution to a trial. That's not what it is. Asking for God's wisdom is God giving you his perspective on your trial. That's what wisdom means. It means to get God's perspective instead of looking at things through your perspective. Now look at verse 3. I want you to notice the word testing there. He says, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. Now the word testing is used to refer to the process of fire that refines gold. So in this word picture, what is the fire that refines your faith? Suffering. Suffering. If you ever met somebody who was mature spiritually and who was godly, you have met a person who has gone through suffering. You will not meet somebody who is mature and godly who hasn't gone through suffering. Just like you will not meet someone with a six-pack who's never done a sit-up in their life, right? It's impossible to reach this product without going through the process of suffering, according to James. This is why even in suffering, you can count it as joy. Because you are understanding, okay, God is going to make me mature through this. He's going to grow me through this. He's going to make me approved at the end of my life through this process. You know, the word steadfastness in the Greek is literally macro suffering. You guys know the word prefix macro, right? It's literally macro suffering. That's what patience means in the Bible. So how patient are you? How much can you suffer? The more you can suffer, that means that's the more patient you are. And trials will reveal how little patience you have. You thought you were patient until you've gone through a trial, and you're like, this is a pain that I didn't even think I don't think I can handle. Right? It's supposed to expand your capacity to suffer. Look at verse 4. Let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. There's the goal. The point of being steadfast is so that you can become perfect. Now, the word perfect does not mean to be without sin. That's not what it means in this context. In fact, James, he defines it for us, because what does he say right after perfect? Complete, lacking in nothing. So the word perfect does not mean without blemish or without sin. It means to be whole and mature. This is the same word, the same concept was actually used in Genesis chapter 6, where Noah was called a perfect man. We know Noah was not perfect. Because right after the flood, what did he do? He got trashed, drunk, naked, right? I mean, he's not perfect. So obviously Noah's not perfect. So how can the Bible say he's perfect? Because they're not talking about without sin, it's talking about maturity. He was a mature person. And so what James is saying is that if you let trials have its full effect in you, you will become mature. Now, what's the reverse of that statement then? If you don't let trial have its full effect in you, then you will never become mature. Do you see that? Maturity does not come from any other process. You cannot watch other people suffering and become mature. You cannot go through this process vicariously through your parents or through your loved one and get mature. You need to go through that suffering for yourself. And you know why? Because Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians says that the reason why God allows you to go through suffering is so that you can share in the compassion with others. It's hard to sympathize and show compassion towards somebody if you never suffer like them, right? Have you guys ever been in that situation? Where you realize after you've gone through a certain suffering, now you start to have a lot more capacity to show sympathy and compassion because you know exactly what people have gone through. Whereas in the past, you might have been quick to judge them. Think about any area of your life. How do you grow? How do you become mature? How do you become complete in that area? Do you become a better driver by watching people drive, by watching videos about driving, by hearing lectures about driving? Or do you become better by driving when you actually get behind the wheel and drive and make mistakes and suffer and get better? Do you get better at fishing by letting someone else fish and give you fish every day? Watch them fish. Every Sunday, give you fish. Every Tuesday night, they give you fish. Or do you get better at fishing when you actually do the fishing, even if it might not be as good as the teacher who fishes for you? Do you see how the Christian faith works? You cannot outsource your faith to somebody else. You have to go through it. You got to go through that process. You have to go through that pain. I cannot lift the weight for you and you expect to get more muscles by watching someone else lift. I wish it was that easy. I'll be super buff because I watch a lot of videos on people working out. It motivates me, but I never do it, right? Don't just get motivated. You have to do it. Don't just be pumped up about your faith. You got to do it. Don't just be like, yeah, I need to really love people more. You got to just love. Right? It's not rocket science in a lot of ways. James is saying you need to go do it. The hard work of going through the season of life, that blind spot that God has revealed to you, that characteristic that needs to grow in your life, grow it.